What's up, fight fans? This is Counterpunch with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning the mediation, not even the mediation, the accusations of Javon Sugar Hill. Yeah, not necessarily Tyson Fury. It's Javon Sugar Hill. Why? Javon Sugar Hill was the man responsible for wrapping the hands of Tyson Fury. Not no one else. He was responsible for putting the gloves on Tyson Fury. No one else. JD's was the selected member of the opposite team to be there to watch him put the wraps on the man's knuckles and hands and wrists, on top of watching the gloves being put on. His job was to observe. His job was to see and oversee and inspect to see if the gloves were regulation, if everything was like it should be. Okay. And don't get me wrong, guys. I see a lot of videos being thrown out over the past 7, 8 months, 9 months. And I look for relevance in it, and someone with common sense, because I don't want to be the guy that, oh no, I'm dismissing it all because it's just, no, I want to hear what a person says, because you have to know where a person's coming from to see where they're going, and vice versa, and I've watched a lot of Dante's Boxing Nation, Key's videos, and I've heard the things that they've said, and they're putting pieces together based on someone that told them what they know. Okay, and first off, I'm going to play a little clip of what Javan is saying, because this is the part 2 of the pastor. The pastor video represents a guy asking Javon Sugar Hill questions about the raps. So he's there defending himself. But one thing I need to cover real quick is that I did this video a while back, a similar one, counterpunching the mandible area. The mandible area on your chin, it starts from here, right? Starts from here and it comes down. That's your mandible. All right. The bone anatomy is your jaw. And your jaw, it takes so much pressure. And in other words, like you'll break your hand before breaking that mandible. And his mandible was broken. Well, the dent was up here. It grooved up here, and you've seen it kind of come here. Now your mandible starts here now, so it's close. But it grooved up here, and then this area right here is a softer part. I don't know the name of it quite a way. Someone that knows the bone knows this part of your head is not the mandible. That's not the mandible. This part can be broken, because my brother got his part of this. I think it was on his left side. He was hit, and it broke that part. Okay. The accusations don't hold weight until you have the evidence to support that. And we don't have the evidence, because according to Deontay Wilder, Tay Jones, they have the evidence, like all of it. We have, and I think Blue Blood had some, but then I think he had more than other people. Okay, so everyone was pretty much on an even playing field as far as knowledge goes about evidence, so it's like you don't want to tell you evidence to everybody, but then why not? I mean, you're saying everything else. You're talking about anything and everything else concerning you felt you were cheated. I think the more evidence that's out there is the better way you don't get sued for defamation of character, if the shit made sense. Instead of saying, hey, Manny Pacquiao's head grew. You see what I'm saying? That's not good enough. Did he fail a drug test? I'm using Manny as an example because that's exactly what Floyd said about Manny, to make Manny turn around and sue him for defamation of character. Okay, so in this situation, none of that's been done. And of course, since it's been done, that's another reaching, quote unquote, point that they would make. Like, why hasn't he done it if he wasn't in the wrong? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the fingers is not really necessarily pointed at Tyson Fury. He's just the object of the accusation. But the person that's actually responsible is this man, Javon Sugar Hill. So let me begin with a short segment of Pastor going over the accusations and the point he's making at Javon Sugar Hill. Okay. Now this concerns the sparring partner. So let's look.
Doing everything that I always do, it goes back to that. So I mean, how can you sit there and say it comes from a blunt object? A blunt object that's not a knuckle, or some kind of a metal object or whatever they're saying out here. I don't know. But I mean, that was a fight. So
I'm going to.
where's the blunt object come from? That's what I want to know. Myself personally.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
Let me finish breaking it down for you, family. Now, stated doctor. Now, let me give you a little bit of what my little research shows me. It's what I'd rather go with because it makes more to me from what I've seen. Whether it's true or not, this is what I came up with. You go back to the sparring partner for Tyson Fury, getting ready for the second fight. Okay, the sparring partner is now complaining on video. And Tyson Fury.
Hold on. You said for the second fight. Excuse me, start over. You said the video of the sparring partner for the second fight.
Yes.
What's that sparring partner's name?
Well, no. Listen, maybe I'm speaking too fast.
See, Javon had to correct this guy, Pastor, because he mentioned sparring partners in the second fight. He was not talking about the second fight. Okay, for the record, he was talking about Nicholas Ashbury. Okay, he just didn't know the name, not the second fight. See, the second fight involved Sugar Hill. That's why he stopped him, because he's like, okay, I know exactly who the sparring partners were. And if they were complaining about gloves, I would have knew about that. You see what I'm saying? And it's unfair to Javon Sugar Hill, them bringing up shit that happened in the first fight that didn't involve them whatsoever. If they were going to bring anyone up for question, it would be Ben Davison, because Ben Davison was the trainer at the time, okay, in the first fight. So I don't know really why that is brought up, you know, because you're talking to a man, which it can really get messy, because that's just messiness at that point. You're talking to a man that has no idea or nothing to do with a particular situation, and you're trying to build that off of, and you're trying to make that guy and educate that guy on some other trainer's doing, which is totally unfair, right? And totally unnecessary, too. Because Javon Sugar Hill has nothing to do with Ben Davison whatsoever. Nothing. But let's proceed.
There's a sparring partner Tyson Fury had, right? That complains about Tyson Fury sparring him with paddings, with the stuffings moved out of the glove. He showed rotation gloves, the paddings was removed. It would be straight knuckle on his head. Also, what Tyson Fury was doing to make his knuckle more of a weapon, he was dipping his hands in gasoline. And the gypsy said that makes their hands tough and hardened like leather. So that's...
Look, everybody's fucking laughing. Look, Fred's laughing too. Javon's, he's really having a ball, because now he's saying, like, the guy is now giving his, from his research or whatever. He's saying that, now we hear of him dipping his hands in gasoline, to make his hands like leather. Let me counterpunch. First off, aren't you justifying why his hands are harder? If he was dipping his hands in gas, shouldn't that make you punch harder? That makes your skin more resistant to break? make your skin tougher or whatever. But then he brings up gypsy stuff. I'm like, no, dude, you're going in the wrong direction with this if you want people to really take you seriously or, seriously. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue.
Make it hard, right? So Tyson Fury, this was the plan in sparring for Tyson Fury with some hurt sparring partners. Right? So when the word get out, if he's doing this type of damage sparring, it wouldn't look so suspicious in the fight does it to Deontay Wilder. Now,
okay, now we're getting to something. What he's saying, what Pastor's saying is, okay, he's saying that, if he took the padding out, and he started beating up his sparring partners and start having them feel like, yo, this dude's hitting me and hurting me, then it won't be no surprise when he does that with Wilder. Like, hey, yeah, I've been doing this, so you can't say that. You can't say I didn't have a paper trail of guys that's been beat up by me, so don't feel suspicious. So I see what he's saying, So anyway, let's move forward.
So is it illegal to dip your hands in gasoline?
Say it again.
Illegal to dip your hands in gasoline.
No, see, now you nitpicking, and when you nitpick like that, that further let me know that.
You said it. I'm repeating what you said. I don't know if it's a mistake or not, but why would you say something about kerosene? Who dips their hands in kerosene?